All right. What's up? Welcome back, and got another really custom project today, just like the last time. There it is, the beast itself. Let's turn the lights on. So I've actually revisited the design since the last stream. Went to Steam Workshop, got a couple custom things like just the square or rectangle tool. So now you can add rectangles to the game as bonus items. So it's a bonus part, but you know it's a bed cover now. Added some more lights underneath the rear wheel wells. Under the hood, we got a light in there now, so it sort of shines through the grill and underneath of the truck. And let's see, okay. So I made this look a little bit beefier. This is just like an intercooler, large or medium. Can't remember which one. I think it might be the large though. Like scaled up, painted black, and kind of attached underneath of this front drivetrain so that it actually looks like it's a little bit beefier. Got these tiny drive shafts made to look like supporting bars that are going up. For some reason, I keep pulling this one off, painting it red, but it won't keep the paint. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or what I need to do to fix that, but that's something to work on later. Anything else? Oh, the new tires. So the old tires were not quite as big as these, not as offset, and it does make a pretty big difference. In fact, I'm probably gonna move this over to the garage. And take this for a quick drive just to show this off in its current form. Oh yeah, and instead of the normal exhaust going all the way to the back, I hooked this up with a very short, like, side exiting exhaust right there, and it matches up and everything very, very nicely. Let me pull that in, actually. Don't know what I got on stand 2, so hopefully, don't know, might just swap for a car. But we'll go up. Just to show that off, that does kind of fit right on there and right out the side. Don't think there's anything else to really check. Oh yeah, actually a couple things to the inside, since we're talking about bonus parts from the Steam Workshop. Pull this out front again. What am I doing? Okay. Just a couple things going on now. From the back, you can see between the seats, we got the nitrous. I don't think I painted that right. I think there's another option where I could have painted it to get the chrome blue on the bottle and save the label so that it would look normal. Probably at some point I'll pull that back off and try it again. And when we're sitting in here, you can see the new Jackal audio system. I believe Jackal is the person on Steam Workshop who has several different upgrades like this. It lets you get a really custom feel. I just popped that in as a bonus part over top of the old audio system that's in there. So this kind of covers the buttons, makes it look like nothing was there before. Like it's kind of fit to the factory. Think that's it. One other thing that I want to do is add in some subwoofers at some point, but I'm kind of wondering like where to do that. Out of the backs of the seats, or put it in the side of the door, but you're not really going to see it. Not sure just yet. Could go in the center console. I don't know. Need a few more options as far as like the bonus items. I'm not sure why they're there, but I guess maybe doing some of these upgrades from Steam Workshop is relatively new. And one thing I've thought about for a while is putting like using these squares here. You can make them any size you want, but going underneath it here and blocking out this arch in the wheel well, so it's just like straight metal. Just have it black, and you can see from the front, but you don't see as much from the sides. I did go into the config file for this variant of the truck, and if I did it correctly, I set this option in there that was like show all suspension on track. So maybe that's why the tie rods, look at the view from inside of here that you get. All the tie rods and stuff. Yeah. So, well, not all of the suspension. Something's missing over there, or that's weird. Those upper and lower control arms, shouldn't they be going into something there? Still something being hidden, I guess. Still a few things being hidden from the looks of it, because there's like no wheel hubs or anything. But, you know, regardless, here we go. Much less tip happy now. Also, I mean, you can see it still does a little bit when you're taking a corner at 90 miles an hour. So that is still an issue at super high speeds, but it's not nearly as crazy as it was last time. The suspension still, you know, gives you a little bit to play with here. And the truck's got plenty of get up and go, even though I haven't really tuned it properly yet, I would say. But yeah, I love that as my first, like, one-of-a-kind project that's, as far as I can find, not been done in this game before. Not to this extent. Not using, like, the car editor. But yeah, I'm not big on actual Carolina squatted trucks. This came out nice, though, as a project, though. Alright. And yeah, I should show off the lights while it's going. Makes me appreciate it a little bit more. And I think I watched a Donut Media video on the squatted trucks, and they say, like, where that idea actually came from was the Baja, like, rally trucks, which makes a little bit of sense. But they've got, like, much squishier front suspension. It'd be cool to get into something like that on here too. But, you know, I'm still relatively new to the car editor and doing really custom jobs like this. So we'll see. Ultimately, I think I do want to upload the config file for this to Steam Workshop. I just need to make sure that it's where it needs to be first, and make sure I know how to do that completely. Yeah, overall, pretty happy about that. Alright. Let's see. Let's return that to the garage and put that back in the parking space. And then we're going to go hunting. I also did find out how to configure the quality of life mod to add more cars here. I guess there are more parking spaces than that even. It'll fill like over here in front of the ice machine next, and another one over here. Just have to get in there and play around with that and choose which ones, because I think the more cars you have out like that, the longer this is going to take to load every time. And I don't want to be waiting forever all the time. Throw that in parking, it should go back into that spot there. There we go. Alright. Plenty to do around here, lots of work. But right now, I've got something else. I worked pretty hard on making a new variant of the Cape Cargo? No, Salem Cargo. So it's going to be available in barns, at the junkyard, and at the auto auction. But if we can find it at the junkyard, that would be great. I just don't know how many trips it's going to take to get there, and I might as well just try to find it from the auction. I just want to make sure to buy it really, really junky so that I have an actual project to do here. I've never built it yet, just configured it in the car editor. And right off the bat, it's going to tease me. What is this? The GTO, 217,000. If I could find something like really, really bad condition but with fewer miles, because these aren't that hard to find with like 200,000 plus miles on them. It's hard to find a car with like 50,000 or less and get it in the junkyard. Not even gonna take the time to look through all the scrap. Check one or two piles. Is this the Supra? I don't know if I have one yet. I have a couple tuner cars sitting around. Can do the i6 turbo. Still high mileage. Like, I want to start holding out and getting as lowest mileage possible cars, because that's, I think, the real find. Not that it really matters. I think it might help the price of the car, but I'm not even sure about that. So like I said, not stopping to check all the junk piles. I'll just proceed to do that over and over and over again. I'd hate to miss out on a case. Is that even a separate junk pile than before? Yeah. Well, at this point, I'm kind of down to like, the last few. Oh, it's not the one. GMC Vandura. Now that would be the one, but this is the standard edition, and I'm looking for the Slam Van edition. And we'll tell because it has the, I forget the name of the variant that already is like the sportier A-Team style version of it. But it has the big front bumper on it with the bull bar and stuff. What am I doing? Wrong button. Alright, back to the beginning already. No such luck. I mean, we found the van, just not the right variant of it. As far as I know, you're not able to change between different variants. This is where it's going to take it a minute to spawn in all of these cars. Alright, trip number 1, no luck. Trip number 2, I think if we don't get it by the 3rd try, it's time to give up, move on, go to the auction. And it might not even be the first time, the first auction that has it either. It really is like a big waste of time going through those. So I better just stop. Coupe de Ville MK3, 200,000 miles on it. Pass. What's this sporty thing here? Another Hyundai Tiburon, 112,000, so better than before. Looks like there might be a Corvette over there. Circle around to it. Got an El Camino, already got one sitting around. If I don't look at it, it's going to be like a legendary car with 5,000 miles on it or something. I just look. The Crown Vic, 134,000. Golf Turbo with 100,000, not bad, but still not what we're here for. And again, I mean, it didn't even change. Same spot. Still not the right variant, unfortunately. What's that? So that's the Yamaha EV Concept. So the electric vehicle. I did restore one of these. This has 84,000 miles on it. Still 8,999, I should say. I don't know that that's worth it compared to some other cars to fix up to sell. Continue passing on that. This snuck this in here. Cadillac Eldorado. That's a mean looking car. 159,000 on it. Alright, back to the garage. Empty handed again. Wonder what the chances are of, finding it in a barn. I mean, if you're lucky, you'll find 4 cars per barn. Sometimes you only find 4 cars in the junkyard at a time, but I don't know. Sometimes you also find like 6 cars in the junkyard, so I think that's the best bet. So this is attempt number 3. If it's not here this time, I'm moving on. Much better chances of it being in the auction. I'm going to buy it, salvage only. I don't want to halfway put together one. Okay. What's that? Honda Civic. The 100,000 miles on it. Not really interested in that kind of car. Volvo with 93,000 miles on it. Oh. The Camaro Mark II. 174,000 miles on it. That's pretty high mileage. See anything in these rows? Don't see it. Now, if the regular van spawns over there again, no, nothing spawned instead. Okay, not sure which is better. Yeah, not a lot of cars this time around. What was that, 3, maybe 4? Yeah. Okay. I mean, you used to just go to the junkyard to find the cars, but now it's just easier to go to the auction. I'm going to overpay for it, I'm sure, compared to what I could have found it for in the junkyard. Probably, I don't know, under 10 grand. So, we're going to the auction instead. Salvage cars is where we're going to look. And we already got it. There it is. 2-star ratings starting at $6,000, $6,500 just about. But it is the Slam Van variant that I've created in the car editor. So here we go. Let's get into it. Alright, is it sitting on blocks? It's got 1 wheel on it. Now this is where it gets interesting. The motor's been moved to the back. You can tell something's going wild with the exhaust. And missing a lot of stuff. Yeah, so this is going to be a big project. Plenty we can do. But I'd say that's a good thing. Going for the auction, and I'm not trying to get it cheap. I'm just trying to get it for whatever I can get it for. If it started at 6, what are we going to go to? Like 25? Don't let me have it that easy. 35? 28. About 29. That's fine with me. Let's take it straight to the garage and get into it. This loading time stuff is gonna kill me. I need to maybe move some of these cars into the second garage for a while, at least until they're not junked anymore, and just keep the nice ones out on display. In fact, I might just go ahead and do that. If I can remember how. Let's go to parking over here. And then click it, I can go to swap and say alley number 2. Yeah. Just swap out some of these junked cars that don't really need to be sitting around outside. They're not adding any value to the place. Camino. And LE2. I have 2 Fiats. The Fiat Topolino hot rods. I didn't realize I had 2 of them. Now 1, 2, and 3, those gotta stay. Got a better skyline out, so why in the world would I leave the junky one? But I don't know, it also looks kind of cool junked, so. And I'll let a couple things sit out there. But I want stuff to be, looks like someone stole something from your car. What? Like, which car? 100, 100, 100. Is that part of the quality of life mod? Somebody stole something from my car? In which car? Okay. I'm going to pause that for a second, and okay. CMS 2021, someone stole something. Medicare fraud, identity theft, not exactly what I'm looking for when I type in CMS 2021. Had to be, wait, was that a Reddit thread? It had to be like something from the quality of life mod, because that wasn't, from what I remember there, completely like fluent English. And hopefully the engine stand mod wouldn't be writing in script to steal something from your car. Okay. No, I'm not finding anything about that online. Like what? don't even know, like, which car. Wasn't there a wheel over here? Did somebody steal the wheel off this van? If I'm bamboozled, I'm gonna turn that feature off if that's legitimately like what's going on. Damn, where's the engine crane gonna go to pull this out? I can't open the back doors in here either. I mean, that's gonna make it difficult. Guess I'll just take them off for now. Yeah, so a lot going on. A lot of stuff that's going to look pretty different by the end of this, because I've got like a divider that keeps your cabin from smelling like an engine's running in it. Got a couple extra things in there to kind of hide like the clipping. Okay, I'm just curious if this is even gonna work correctly. So it does, and it knows roughly where the engine is. I need to get that up. Now I designed this so it's like it's mostly right. We just have to just make believe that these two exhaust pipes are like have an X and they're clearing that what do you call that there? Yeah, so is there, yeah, everything should make a decent amount of sense though, like when we're done. Okay, for now gotta get this engine out and we'll start rebuilding that. I hope this thing even functions, because like I said, I've never built it, I've never actually used it in the game. I just came straight from the car editor. So it won't let me pull it out. Oh, this has to be down, I would assume. It's pretty cool. Drain the oil first. It's pretty cool that the game is smart enough to figure that out. You could probably put the engine just about anywhere, and it looks like it's going to know how to handle it. That too. I mean, I know on cars like the Ferrari or whatever that's actually in the game, it knows to do that, but I assume that's because it was just programmed that way. To know specifically with that car that the engine is in the back. I actually want to keep that there. Okay. And this is going a lot like the last one that I made on stream, where there's unfortunately a lot more of the engine here than I need. I'd rather just have the block, if that, and start tearing into it. Just makes it a little bit easier, since I'm gonna order all the performance parts that I can. Don't want to, I guess maybe this time I'll just not worry about repairing anything. I have a spare engine, in fact. I have a very similar engine sitting on a shelf right now. Well, it doesn't have the performance parts. I was thinking for a second, like, I think the only difference is like this supercharger here. The other one's not supercharged. Well, if I'm not gonna, like, money's not really an issue. Shoot. Let me make sure what this is. It's a V8 dual overhead cam supercharged. Here's what I'm gonna do. No license plate. There we go. 2,900 back on that. There's no reason to go through and do it that way. Just need to get that V8 block. Okay. Now that that's there, F5, buy all the parts with the engine stand mod. I guess I should have probably paid more attention to how much money that actually cost there, but because I got like 3,000 back off that last engine, that was probably a good chunk of money. Okay. Get to my drink before it gets too warm. Alright. So I'm going to custom paint pretty much everything on this engine. Not sure what kind of colors to go with. I haven't thought that far ahead. You know, I got the black and blue Mustang. I got the goldish, orangish, chrome Skyline. And then the camo red, lots of red, and black F-150. What would be different for this? Slammed. As big as this is, I'm thinking maybe white. Maybe like white for the van. And really be a change up because a lot of people just go with the A-Team theme on it and go black. So then what to do with the engine? Do maybe the blocks. What's a good color to go with the white? Maybe like a minty green. So maybe like a minty green. Where, yeah, okay. Okay. Let me find a minty green. I'm gonna go with mix 2 there to keep the copper wires the correct. Now, I want it to be like, can I make this not, can't do anything about the chrome here. I wish I could tell what that color looks like on something else. Maybe I'll come back to it, because that's not going to quite match anything since it's so chrome. So minty green accents, white, everything else. Like everything, and go like a matte white. You really can't tell on that though. Just looks kind of gray. Okay, hopefully it saves all of those extra little options in there, making it a little less metallic or whatever. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the, like the engine head, typically silver there. Go white. I didn't do shit on everything, I think. Yeah. Almost messed it up again. So then, like with these engine head covers, that's where we go minty green. Don't know why it has such a hard time there. Like sticking with the colors you go with. No, I'm fine if the exhaust is the regular color on this. I don't think it's worth going through redoing all of that. A little bit of chrome won't hurt on a white van. But since we're actually going to see the engine and we're going to see the gearbox sticking out of the back, let's paint that. Okay, then probably just need to go through the list, think of what's going to be visible. Go back to white on those. Those are going to be on top of the mint green engine head covers. Crankshaft pulley. Go green on that since it's sticking off the front of the white engine. Fuel filter, I think, is one of those you can really only tend to, well, maybe not. I guess I'll let you get a little crazy with it. Is that just going to be sticking up in the middle of nowhere, though, where this is mounted in the back of that van? All the rollers. Let me see if I can even... I guess the bolts will also be colored if I do this, so it might be worth it. Yeah, just messed that up. Better take care of that now. So that one was the actual green one. And where was I? And that's the messed up one. There we go. again. Just throwing money down the drain right here. You know, maybe the problem with that drivetrain on the truck that keeps reverting back to silver. Maybe I already scrapped it once, but maybe I screwed up and like painted it and then repainted it correctly. Maybe I did that twice over. I don't know. Don't know why else it would just ignore the paint and keep swapping back, because it looks red. But then you go to preview it and it's like the only part on the truck that reverts back to its original color. Okay. Last of these, thankfully. I hate these tedious little ones. Ooh, if I do like the cross member, I don't even know if it has bushings. I think it does, because I made this thing air ride, but I've never done anything air ride on here, and I don't know what it like entails other than using the air ride shock. There's no air compressor in game. I think that there is an air compressor that somebody's made for the Steam Workshop, so I might have to go back in there and add that in as a bonus item somewhere down the road, but not right now. If we do white, you can... I'd almost rather it stand out being its own color with the white rim than to be tinted like an off green. Oil pan. We got... Yeah, let's do that color on there. Because we have the white block, the white headers. We'll make the very bottom of the engine mint. Let's go in mint with most of these accessories. Get tongue-tied. Why not just stop talking? Tongue-tied. With this, we're going to change it up a little more different. How about not gloss? Yeah, I like that like solid black. And it may in some ways make it look a little less realistic than the default. Now what did we do? We have a mint gearbox, so sticking out of that maybe a white accented starter. We're going to do top and bottom of the engine mint, with the whole like core of it being the white. What was I getting to? Gotta do the manifold. Yeah, that'll also be mint coming out of the block. The belt. It might be a little less realistic because all these markings and things make it look nice, I guess, realistic, but it just looks clean this way. So I kind of prefer that. And when you've seen enough of the belts on this game and you're used to it looking one way, it makes it look kind of special just being plain like that. Getting there, final stretch. Throttle. I'm going everything there, doesn't. There's one little piece getting changed here. Okay, that does it. Not the best, but you know, it's something. Okay, timing cover. It's gonna be white on white right there. Well, that leave us with the water pump. So that accessory going mint. Water pump pulley, don't even remember if that's something you end up seeing. So that's mostly just going to look black, but the bolts, I believe, and because I just did that, should be painted the same color and mint. Might actually make a difference. Hope that was everything. Watch me be building the wrong engine the whole time or something. Okay. I guess I'll go check that out later. Always kind of expect to see like a splash of color on these, but it makes absolutely no sense because this is the last time they're ever going to be seen. Just seems like such a dynamic and important part. Almost missed that. I hope everything else painted correctly. These, I knew they weren't really going to stand out. I did do everything, and if I didn't, then I would have red on some of these areas. So I don't know. Getting a little more silver than I was hoping for here. Left side camshafts in. Gears. Let's get the right camshafts. Back up. Fuel filter while I'm thinking about it. Let's do spark. Gears. Probably need to get this front part put on before I can do the engine head covers. Oh God, too much to do. All this painted up correctly. I mean, as much chrome as I'm gonna have on here anyway. I think I'm just gonna throw that alternator on as is, where it didn't really seem to paint correctly. Keep the color that I painted it. Hopefully this looks like nice and clean inside the back of this van once it's painted to the color I'm thinking. Just a gloss white, nothing fancy. Maybe see what the livery looks like on it. Did I not have the option to paint that? I don't remember seeing it in the list, but I feel like I painted them before. Not a big deal. Looks pretty chromish. And with that, this is just about ready to go back in. Okay. Take a look around that first. I don't mind it. I mean, we got a couple little oddball things like that being chrome, but it doesn't look that bad because the exhaust is still chrome, and I would rather this look like this than be just tinted a really off green from all the rest of this engine. So we're good there. Go ahead and shove that back in. Everything 100? Yes. Get that out of the way. So let's get it on the stand. No, I could go ahead and do the welder. Maybe right after this. It's a performance gearbox. Got a starter painted white for a reason. Exhaust pipe C. Exhaust pipe C. And middle muffler. Middle muffler. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything that these are actually like backwards from the way they're supposed to be. I just tried to find anything that would really fit. I was even like trying to pop one out the side of the body. Whatever would work, but it wouldn't work. Okay, I believe I added those to the shopping lists, but need to go into the tune-up. Exhaust C, 2 of them, and 2 middle mufflers. Not painting them in this case, just gonna leave them the same. And again, we're just pretending that, you know, we got like an X in here, like this pipe's going this way, this pipe's going at a curve there, and that they're clearing our rear end there. Because it should look pretty damn nice in the end. You can only do so much in the car editor, unfortunately. You can see there's a gap in there. I guess I could nudge that back just a little bit in the car editor, but that's not our problem right now. Let me weld this because this looks like a giant rusty piece of crap. Nope. I don't want to immediately move it back. 1,400 credits. And the body's nice and done. We see that engine back there. Let's see what happens when I click on apply bonus. Yeah, so this is what we've got coming. So stay tuned for that. It's all part of the plan. Was that interior disassemble? Might as well take out the interior while I'm at it. And let me get the fuel tank done up. Can grab a performance fuel. Now that makes no sense. I can't just grab that right there. Performance fuel. Would not let me take that. Oh, I don't know. Strange one. I didn't need to repair that. Come on. What did I just do? I swear to God. If that engine's not sitting there done still, at the very least. I'm standing right there. Wonderful. Oh my God. What even just happened? I went to options and then load game, and then it immediately just loaded the game. No prompt about like, hey, you're gonna lose all your progress. I'm gonna pretend that that doesn't make me as angry as it fucking does. I guess I'm glad I had the good sense to click save after I had just painted everything. I would not have redone that again. Like, that's when you call it quits for the day. Alright, all the pistons are in, oil pan on, we're ready to flip and go. Maybe I should just do everything that I can on one side, that way I'm not flipping back and forth so many times. Get our spark plugs in, get the camshafts on, get the cam gears on, get the header cover on. Well, I probably can't do that till both of these sides are done to this point. Let's go. Let's just get it done. Hate these long screws. There is a mod for instant screws, but that seems a little cheaty to me. All these rollers that are going to have to go on. All the long screws again. Bolts, I should say. Oh, makes me appreciate the short bolts. Just go right in. By the way, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, in case anybody doesn't have it, is coming to Game Pass this month, June. So, great time to check it out if you've already got Game Pass. If not, if you know a friend who has Game Pass, they can give away, I think, like 5 month-long, I think it's month-long subscriptions. They can give that to you, to a friend, for free. If you like it, you can keep Game Pass and it'll probably be on there for a while, or go ahead and buy the game. It's not an expensive one in the first place. Every once in a while it goes on sale. I bought it on sale a few months ago, played a little bit of it, got back on like the second or third playthrough and just saw the mountain of work in front of me. Had like no shop upgrades, and I'm like, man, why am I doing this? And didn't play it for like a month or two. And the other day got back on it, and now I'm doing stuff that nobody's done before in the game, as far as I can tell. And I'm quite proud of it. Engine's so nice, I built it twice. Not because I wanted to. Right. Get in there. We're going up. Gearbox on. Starter on. Marking the exhaust pipes and muffler. Fuel tank added to the list. Fuel pump added to the list. Need to grab those off of there while I'm here, actually. Okay, was any of that repairable? Yeah, the fuel pump was, but now if I counted that correctly, I just paid like $30 to fix that. I can sell it for $60, so I guess I'm coming out ahead. Fuel tank B, tune-up, 2 exhaust, 2 mufflers again. Fuel tank B, well, I can get the fuel pump over here, the upgraded fuel pump, and then fuel tank B right there, and that is now in a prominent space. I'm going to paint it. The exhausts I don't want to paint, so I'm going to go ahead and shove those on there in their chromey upgraded state. Boy, those sure are some cool custom exhaust tips, which isn't just the muffler turned around backward. I mean, in reality, would it matter? If we do white, it's going to look like the normal, the non-upgraded one, actually. That allows us to do this with the fuel tank, because the body's going to be white, which I'm pretty sure is going to paint the bed of the van white. That should probably be the other direction, but it probably doesn't matter. Well, I'm back here. Might as well start with the rear end. Now, I know I'm going to need another rear drive axle because I already saw it just missing over there. Now, we did upgrade this to brakes. I'm not sure what the original van had, but I think it was probably on leaf springs back here, possibly drum brakes. This is a 95 though, maybe it was disc brakes. We're missing some large bushings. I'm just gonna have to buy a bunch of rubber bushings anyway. It's gonna be something if I rebuild this whole thing and then it's like, you can't drive this, it doesn't have a drivetrain, because I went in there and just clicked no drivetrain because I've got the engine butted right up against the cross member there. Need to make a mental shopping list while I'm going through this. Of course, I'm going to end up painting pretty much all of this. Might not be all like white and mint for this part. I'd rather it be more subtle, and I mean, this is meant to be slammed to the ground, so you're probably really not going to see anything other than the rims, one way or the other. But I was talking about like the bushings and the differential being white. Okay. Let's see what I can repair. Flawless victory. God, don't let that happen again. Come on. It's too close in there. Like, I always want to go for the tablet, but then options, load game. You're that far away from undoing so much work. 2 brake pads. Gonna need 1 more rear shock. Already added drive axle. Believe we're going to need 1 more rear suspension arm, arm B, 1 more upper, rear sway, mark 1 bushing and buy 10, 2 more end links, 2 more wheel hub bearings. Okay. Might as well grab all 4 of these that I'm going to need. I only needed 1 of those. What the hell did I just do that for? Rear sus arm B, upper sus arm, sway bar. Let me just buy like 16 of these. That might cover the front and back by the time I'm done. 2 of those, 2 of those, and 4 brake discs. So I can do all the front and back and everything. Alright, we're looking good. 2 brake calipers, 2 cylinders, front and back brakes, and so I'll just get my money back out of that. Money wasted down the drain. Small rubber bushings, that's... Don't know if the front has any, because I'm not really worked with this, like the air ride suspension before, but I would assume not. So should just need the 4 smalls. Let's get over to the paint booth. You're probably not going to see this through whatever like van appropriate rims I find. I'm thinking like lots of spokes, like to where it's not even like spoked. It's like it's just kind of like solid, but so many lines from the outside. If I even do everything and go like white. Okay. Beyond the calipers And that, I'm going to kind of be a little more chill on the colorfulness. Everything under there can be like black, and I think it would look just fine. Well, except for my cross member and my bushings, man, this is so much work. Then I sell those old pads off. Of course, we gotta have white pads. Why not? Alright, our suspension. Never going to see that when this van is gone. Maybe if we flip it. Alright, stuff like this. Rear knuckle housing, matte black. It's good. Drive axles, switch over to everything mode for these, matte black. There's almost no point in painting them at all other than for them not to look stock. Oh man, what I would do if this mod allowed you normal mode to choose like a bunch of stuff at once. Everything that I know that I want matte black right now, choose it all. Apply the paint once. It's done. Same with the white and the mint parts. I already got a pretty good idea as I go through here what I want what. It's just a matter of taking forever to do it. Getting impatient along the way. Sway bar is a special one. I believe we'll go mint. Wheel hubs. Don't even see those, I think. I think something goes right over top of them anyway. Okay. I'm not doing the bushings special. There's nowhere you can even see them. There's just no point. End links. Like the squatted truck was one thing because from the front you could definitely see the bushings and what color they were and everything, and it makes a difference when you're looking at it. But not this one. Like, you can't see it because of how low the van is. Even if flipped, these are kind of stuck up in there. And most of this stuff is. I'm wasting my time. But you want one of a kind, or do you want easily replicated? Okay. Wheel hub bearings you cannot see. Save the game before I mess that up again. Should be able to put like the whole rear end in if I haven't forgotten anything, and I probably have. Altogether, all this stuff being black, I think it will actually make a difference from whatever angles you do see slivers of this underside from. But it's just not worth it on this to go in and singularly paint every single little thing. Alright, that's one whole side done. Get those bushings in. That's a part when you play this game more and more, you really got to train yourself to remember to do, like, first. Remember where the bushings go, order them ahead of time, put them all in there. I'm missing small bushings. I needed more than 4. I must have been missing that part at the beginning. Ordered another one, so I didn't have them in the inventory. Go ahead and get some. Just order another 4 just in case. I think the front end is very similar to the back because they're both the air ride. I wonder if that makes any actual difference in here, or if it's just there's not a spring on this. Alright, there's the wheels. Down to the wheels, I should say. Save that. I'll drop this down and weld it, because again, it's a big old rusty piece of crap like this, and I'd rather it look a little good while I'm having to move around it. Alright, back in your place. Back up, get ready to pull the front off. Need a brake caliper for this side on the front. I was surprised I was actually able to get everything to match up. If I would have taken more time, I probably could have found something that worked on the squatted truck. Just my first time in the car editor, period, so didn't know what I was doing. Glad I bought all those bushings because this front cross member doesn't seem to have any. The one nice thing about these air ride shocks is I'm not going to have to stand there at the machine and have to go special order and pay a bunch of close attention to the type of shock. Just order it, replace it, or fix it, replace it. Alright, we're almost there. There it is. Alright. Should have all the bushings taken care of. Just clear some of this out of the inventory that's already taken care of. Don't need... Oh, I should have kept that tire actually to see what the stock was. That's what I used to align all of this. Too late. Alright, what do we need? Brake caliper, cylinder, one more shock, front sway bar needs replaced. Two inners, two outer tie rods. Two front end links, one more upper suspension arm, two hub bearings, two wheel hub caps. And once that's all ordered, gonna have to run back to paint. At least it's not that much this time, I guess. Maybe it's more. But it's the home stretch anyway. Okay, again, so most of this I'm just gonna go matte black on. Definitely gonna follow the same scheme as far as that front. What am I doing? Already not thinking. That needs to be mint. Mint. Front cross member needs to be white. Sway bar will be mint. Got those. These get mint. Man, I keep wanting to get ahead of myself here. Matte black on most of the underside there. Knuckle housings are getting black. Front cross member goes white. Sway bar mint. God, I'm in a mad rush just to get through this already. Wheel hubs. Oh, gotta go to everything mode on those. Man, it's slow when you actually go to paint something. Just watching that money trickle down. 200 credits, like, per most of these parts. Tie rods, black. Did I miss putting these on the rear? I think, yeah. So like the bottom of the knuckle housing has a bearing in there, and this won't pop up to put it on until you put that bearing on. You don't see that bearing except for like a very specific angle. Yes. Steering. Go mint. Bar links black. Gotta go to everything mode on those. And all those wheel hub caps. I don't think they're even going to be seen. But depending on the type of rim, I guess. I don't know if all the rims cover them. Let me get these out of the way. And just for safety, and since they're right in the middle, let's give them mint. Final thing, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Save and get the hell out of here. Spending all day in the paint booth. Gotta remember to go back and do that, like rear lower suspension arm and the bushings are back there. Hopefully I have enough rubber bushings. I mean, I ordered like 20 at the beginning, but these take them up. I think I have the upper arms here too to worry about. Yeah, if it doesn't come real close, I'm probably going to run out by the time I do the upper and lower on the front. I need to grab some more bushings. Alright. Getting there. Come on. Any camera angle that'll work. There we are. Already out, so gonna need at least 3 rubber bushings. So I'll come over here now. Now, luckily, I just did the car editor today, making this variant, so I sort of have in mind what size wheels and tires I'm going to need to use. Hopefully, anyway. They're, yeah, right here, small rubber bushing. So it wasn't the big rubber bushings anyway, it was the small rubber. That's that part that likes to hide. It's not until you get that in there that the that suspension arm there even pops up as an option to install. Anything else? I think we're all good right there. So most of the other stuff is still under the hood, and that engine's going to look better there. It's not going to look like it's just kind of clipping through. Not entirely, anyway. Come on. Okay, let me drain my fluids. This is why I like getting them from the junkyard instead of the salvage auctions, because there wouldn't have been fluid in this. Okay. No more spills to pay for. We need Rad B and the fans for that. Charge that battery up. I did modernize this a bit with, oh, come on. Newer radiator, because I had the old style in there, adding the ECU. Because it's air ride, I really do need to get like the workshop compressor and put that in behind the seats, or, I mean, there's plenty of space in the back of this van. The whole thing's an engine bay now, so you go anywhere. Okay. We repair what we can repair. Paint what we can paint. Alright, battery on the charger, before I forget. What else? So buy the ECU, buy the coolant reservoir, each one of these fuses. Power steering reservoir, wiper fluid reservoir. Get everything I can from this shop before moving over to electric. Power steering, windshield washer. Believe the rest is all electric. So here we go. Fuse box speed run. I'm not going to make the pros like this. Got it. Okay. What? Fuse box base. A. God, I'm an idiot. Just need to be careful. I missed one of those? I'm sure I have an extra of something else. Or I just sold it too or something. Alright. Man, I didn't paint anything. Well, radiator fan housing I don't believe can be painted. Let me paint the radiator, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to see that through the grill there, and if the grill's like white or chrome or something there, might look nice. ECU, don't believe that can be painted. I have the battery over there, might paint that. The fuse box, since you can only see the front of it, I can paint that. So I got like 3 things to hurry up and paint. It might just make a nice little accent once the van's painted the right color. I actually go white with that. That actually doesn't do anything. White battery terminals. Well, if I'm gonna do it, let's go with black battery terminals and black out the sticker so you won't see like blue through the grill. We'll go mint on that. Radiator. Now, I didn't try this fan housing the last time, but you actually can go kind of green tinted on it. Not that it's going to matter. You can barely see that from any angle if you open the hood. And that doesn't do much of anything. Gives a little bit of a matte finish to it, I think, though, so that might be cool. Do the first fan as well. Slap that back in, and what then? Interior. Got to order that. Yeah. There we go. Fuse box on. Battery in. Radiator in once again. Okay, need to get that steering wheel out. Come on. Need to get the steering wheel out. Let's see. Interior disassemble. Is my flashlight still on? Come on. Need to repair all the body panels that I can. A couple of these are hopeless though, I can tell. Well, I don't want to do that and slap the body panels on what I've got anyway, figure out what I need to order. Okay. Pretty sure I got the front left, front right. About my mirror, good condition. Hood needs replaced. Front bumper's good. I didn't even pull these headlights off. I don't think I have a right fender yet. It's busted. Door didn't even come with the van. Rear bumper. Right rear door, left rear door. Although earlier it was acting like it wasn't actually going to let me place in there with the doors on, so those are going to have to wait for last. It didn't act like it was going to let me open the doors. Hood, right door. Do I have a right mirror? No. hood, front right fender, front right door, back bumper. And I think I need bumper B, so I'll have to go down here. Rear bumper B, hood B. We'll get the taillights, the cooler ones here. And then front right door, front right fender. Then we need the rest of the glass. So rear right door window, rear left door window. Need that right side mirror as well. So there's left side, right side, door windows. That should be it. Down to license plate now. Okay, and when I need them, I've got, oh, need to put the headlights on, I guess. Back doors, back windows. For that steering wheel, I ordered one too many of that, I guess was the problem with the fuses. Fresh headlights. Yeah, I can already see that in there. So that is actually going to make a little bit of a difference. That's where I need to like slow down and think for a second. Saving those back doors. But they are going to need to go on to paint, and I'm probably going to paint this before I start on the bonus parts. For that matter, should the front bumper be painted like the mint? No, because that won't look as good in the middle there. But I could do front and back bumpers mint. They'll give it something. Need to wait to tint the windows until got everything in place. Okay, let me do the interior. No, I set this up to fit the Rex bench, and you end up with an extra set of seat belts that way, which looks kind of silly, but whatever. I think they're kind of hard coded into the. I was looking for this steering wheel. That's ridiculous. Can you paint that? I mean, I'd probably prefer to leave it chrome. Do you want to paint these? So, make it all one color. Give those seat belts a color. Give just those things a color. I think the seat belts matching the trim color is probably the best. I didn't even see about the steering wheel, but I really don't want to paint it anyway. I don't have to paint everything. And it knows that that's a front bench seat, but there's still going to be like, you got two sets of, I'm not in the right mode, I guess. Actually, there are no, yeah, there are. You got two sets of clips in there. Body disassemble mode. Can I get out of that? Maybe just open the door? Come on. It's really a problem of the mode. If I go here, am I still gonna have the problem? Yeah. I don't want to deal with it. Alright. Wheels and rims and tires, I mean. Because once I get those painted, I feel like I should go ahead and paint the van. But I gotta assemble the back real quick. Take the back doors back off. And do all the bonus parts then. Alright. So I went with 20. Okay, so this kind of spokiness is kind of what I'm thinking. Ooh, some of these others though. But when they're chromy like that, I don't know that they can be painted the same way. Rim 9. What's best for a slammed van? Maybe even something like this, not spokey at all. Well, let's go for it. The ET needs to be 0 on this, or else it'll stick through the fenders. So 20s. And then your 4 tires. This paint job, these vintage like white walls might actually be kind of nice. Let's go with these 4 of them on 20-inch rims. The width being, that's pretty shallow. I think I was dealing closer to like, so that's the minimum width, and I don't think that's quite right, but like a 175, and then the profile having a little more to it. I think I had 35 when I was setting it up. And if that doesn't work, I'll take them back off and put them on something else. I really didn't even want to. Is it going to let me put that on there without? Yeah. I just want to preview it, but I'm going to have to balance it and everything first. That should sit pretty low. That's much less, wide than I was dealing with before, but it still looks like it's touching the fender. Well, let me get that off of there. Break that tire back down and run it to paint. Run all these rims to paint. Now, I was kind of thinking of doing the mint rims and then those white walls around it, but what if I went mint accent around white rims? Probably should have looked at the other side of that before I hit the button, but you know. All right, that's all the rims. I hope I hit everything on that last one. I'm gonna end up with one white tire left. Anything? Yeah, God. We'll see. I should have gone ahead and thrown the other one on the mounter. I can't tell. Did I just see the white tire? And I'm gonna have to go take it back off the rim, paint it. Yep, that's the one. Okay. All these other ones are going on. I feel so stupid for missing that. Could have saved myself a little bit of time. This looks weird with the van the color that it is now, but once it's white, I think this will look a little more sensible. I just need to get these out of the inventory, that way I can tell this one that I need to take back apart. Alright, break it down. Even the rim. Is that even white? Did I mess up on it too? Everything else is working. Make sure. Is it possible that it's doing another little flip back to the original color for some reason? If I put it on this mounting machine and it's the original color. No, it's right. I must just messed it up last time. Although I don't know what could have happened with the rim. Because it only had one option. It wasn't like I could switch over to everything mode. Alright. Need to get back doors on temporarily. So I still got plenty more to do on the inside. The customization has only just begun. I don't know what happens if I pull these windows off after they're tinted, but we're gonna find out. I didn't wash it. I'm not on top of my game today. So I just paid $100 to wash it. Which means the interior wasn't detailed, so let's just get it over with. And I think that should count. So the body's 95% big because no license plates. So it will have license plates later. Let's move it to paint. Okay, that is lower than I expected it to be already. How's that looking? Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it off the lifter. If I do the same white, like, could it be glossier? Solid white. Matte Chameleon. Custom. I think that's solid white right there. Okay. Now those chromed. This front bumper doesn't actually include the grille, so if I were to take that off and paint it mint, this bar would probably be painted with it. Maybe do the back bumper with that. I don't know. Tempting. I might have to do that. I forgot to check the liveries, but I'm pretty sure there's only one available, and it's like the A-Team one. Oh, that paints the whole van. Yeah, no livery for that then. I know those mirrors probably can't be painted. Let's come on, let's get this over to test path. Oh, to align the wheels. Lights. I didn't really add any custom lights. It's just the headlights. I guess some mint lights down below, or maybe light this back up or something would be kind of cool. Actually, that really would be cool as you're going down the road, because if I'm driving this, when I've done everything here, you're still going to be able to see that engine, but it's not going to show all that well through the tint. Let's move this. The one chrome thing on it, aside from the steering wheel there, and a little bit of the trim, are those mirrors. Let's move that out here. Take that off. I'm so very tempted to paint that front bumper, but I kind of like it like that. Those body lines and stuff, and yeah, I like it like this. It's exactly what I wanted it to be though. Like it's so short. See if I can do anything with these mirrors. And so this would be normal mode, and there's nothing. Everything mode just kind of changes where they attach. Glass paint. Oh, you could tint them? Okay. So if I did that, then I go back over here to the everything, it's just gonna undo that, right? Everything mode. And at least this little accent there is kind of cool. If they gotta be chrome, they can have a little bit of the accent color where they attach to the van. Yeah, it's subtle, but it's there. Now let's see. Guess I don't even know if this thing is drivable yet. Actually, I need to take these back off, and just to see what happens if I put them back on. Are they going to remain tinted? Yeah, so it does like paint them. Alright, so let me count up in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting the bonus parts here from the workshop. Why are they already painted? I need 4 for the back. There's 1 up front. 5 for the back, actually, and 1 up front. 2 painted black. 4 painted white, I think. Maybe actually with the green. And then I've got, I believe, 3 curves. Oh, actually need that as well. And that. Okay. All right. White curb. White curb. Dark gray. And matte, I believe, would be best on that. Then we got plates. Let's go for black, matte on 1. Matte black on 1 more. White. White. Then mint. Mint. Can I paint the roof rack? I can't. Can paint the monitor though. Perfect. Alright. Something's gonna go wrong. This is probably where it's gonna be. This is where it's getting a little strange. We want to assemble additional parts. Right there, we want our black plate. And there we want white curve, white plate, white curve. Coming along perfectly, actually. Up there we got the roof rack. Open that. Need to get out of that mode. Okay. Open the door, open the hood. Add on. There's a monitor. Down here we got the black curve. Up here we got the black sheet. And right here in here. Perfect. Okay. Not to be too A-team about it, but I love it when a plan comes together. Hell yeah, blocks that off. Even with the bolts right there where it's actually the suspension going through, it looks like it's meant to be there. It looks like it's blocking it in there. Oh, I need fluids in here. Always the first thing I forget. Hell yeah, I'm so happy with this. Unless there's some crazy reason and it's like, oh, this vehicle doesn't have a drivetrain installed. You can't drive this. This thing's ridiculous in the best possible way. If I do end up grabbing the like a compressor or something, like an air compressor, because I got the air ride suspension, it's gonna go right down in there or mounted onto this like wall. So yeah, you got that, like, you got this area right in here, and I guess there's really no reason, because even if you're sitting in here and looking around, you're not going to be able to see behind the seats. But because I know it's there, I want to do like a row of subwoofers, which is another thing you can grab off the workshop as a bonus item. But yeah, there's a curve in there that kind of covers where the suspension clips through a little bit, so it's kind of hiding the fact that it's there. One more time looking in here, you've got your audio system there by Jackal. That's really it as far as the customization in there, except for having that wall, which I really was thinking of doing it like white to match the body. And if somebody else, I mean, that might make sense for their build still to match the body. And then you've got this area here built out of a few different bonus parts, the curves and the sheets, to cover this bit of clippiness. And then, well, it looked better from up front. You could really tell what was going on a little bit better, but there's a black plate under there, which makes it look a little more like there's a hole cut in the floor for this engine to go through. It's just kind of a optical illusion, I guess. You know, I should be able to like get, yeah, well, actually no. Okay. So doors on. I don't know why I went all the way on here. I can just grab license plates from the tablet, I guess. Let's see. So what to use? I barely even looked at all the Japanese license plates, but if I'm going like white, I might just do like a mostly white Australian Central. It'd be a good one for California. Almost like the look of the Georgia one. It's almost got like a... But that gray would probably actually stand out from the white. Louisiana If it just weren't for these states, that I'd almost like that. It's like mint on white, except for Louisiana at the top. New Hampshire. I don't want to associate this build with any of these states, though. Oregon would be close. And Prince Edward Island. Could go with the standard, like, Playway one. Saskatchewan. There's a standard. I could just do white. But what color would the text be? Black. Let's see. SLAMMER. Slam. SLAM. That's off center. SLAM. Slam. Just slam. Buying two, that might be a waste of like $1,000 because I don't know if the front one takes it. I tried to make it not. Slam. And that's even made to go in front of most of the holder because it would have blocked out part of it. Yeah, I don't think it takes a front license plate, but if it says body less than 100%, it's good. It's good. So that's it. It's everything I hoped for. It's everything I dreamed. 113,000 profit off of this if I were to sell it, but I'm never selling this. That's, I mean, next to this bad boy Carolina Squat F-150. That is only the second, like, actual full-on custom vehicle that I've done. Let's see, what should I do with this now? Guess we'll get it over to the dyno and measure its horsepower. It's got 5 gears. I should one day, like, learn more about that, I think. No oil in the engine, you know. Bound to forget something. Gotta open up the back doors of a van. Crawl in here real quick and put oil in. I do wish that it was showing, like, the plate that I put in there to make it look like there's a hole around it, because it does actually give the illusion, I think. At least, you know, from the top. From the bottom, it probably still looks like a mess. But we got engine oil in there now. Let's go. Factory power on this engine is already 762. I'd be amazed if we don't break 1,000 horsepower. Slamming, but it's ready to haul ass. It's gonna be scraping that bumper all the way down the highway. Wow. Okay, 1,414 horsepower, 1,277 pounds of torque. That's a gain of 653 horsepower. Now, even though it's not set up as a 4-wheel drive with the parts in the configuration, I set it to 4-wheel drive, I'm pretty sure, in order for it to actually handle halfway decently. So, let's get that back to the garage. That is the most powerful one that I've done, and I'm glad that I did, like, the crazy custom setup for it to be mounted back here. Wow, let's take it to the speed track first and see If it's drivable, I guess. And if so, how fast can we get it? The fact that it's going straight, it is configured as a 4x4, four-wheel drive. It needs something. It needs. Let's see. Yeah, it needs to go to the dyno. It needs to be tuned as far as the gearing ratio. I just have no idea like what you're supposed to do. Maybe add a sixth gear. Move to the dyno. Six gears. And then just follow the curve here. 302 miles per hour. Yeah, I don't know what this is all about. And the final ratio. Apply. I don't know if we'll see a difference if I run it here. I don't know if the horsepower and torque are dependent on speed, so it like topped out before. The chart looks about the same. Yeah, exact same reading there. But maybe the sixth gear will make a difference. And actually, I'm going to set this out front of the garage. Oh. Will you just look at it? Speed track. Let's take it for another spin. How close we are to the ground. I guess it could be slammed more if not for that front bumper. It's supposed to have clearance. We're a 154 and we're topping out. I know it can go faster than that with the horsepower and the torque behind this. You can see the engine, but it would be pretty cool if there were lights in there. Yeah, let's see how turning in this is. I'm not actually like driven it. I bet it flips over on a dime. It actually like it's a little drifty. Navigate around a little bit here. But I accidentally built a drift fan. Oh. Judges are taking some points off for that. I don't know, would you want an all-wheel drive drift car? Wouldn't you want it to be rear-wheel drive? Yeah. I'm glad that worked out. I'm so glad that worked out. Really had no intention of doing this color scheme, but I'm pretty happy with that as well. go back to the garage. Good thing we have that roof rack, because you're not going to put anything in the back of that van with the engine. It's now a huge engine compartment. You know, the wall right behind the seats, maybe not down at the bottom. Maybe that's not where subs should go. But maybe in the wall, like have up and then sort of at an angle a little bit. 4 subs in total, maybe even more than that. Maybe go like 6, but do a pattern like there, 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 there. That'd be pretty cool. You could actually see that way from the outside. That's something to think about. So this is just the second idea I had. I guess I could work on like a jacked up truck at some point, but it'd be cooler to do like a jacked up truck that's different than the F-150 or the Rex, the Raptor. I know if I bought the Ford DLC, you get the F-350, so it's bigger, bulkier, whatever. The F-100 would be kind of cool because it's the classic body style, but I don't know. I think you're limited by rims, and I probably need to figure out if there's a way, a mod, anything to let you go with like goofy sized rims. I mean, I'm starting to make like goofy vehicles, so one of those like the ones you associate with like Houston or Atlanta that have big old rims, and it'd be like a Cadillac sitting on 45-inch rims, I guess. Maybe 45 is too big, but then again, I've seen like insane like buggy wheels basically. That's fun. I want to drive that more. Yeah. Take it to the racetrack. So this isn't flipping over like the F-150 was doing. Maybe I can finally make the sub minute and 50-second lap. There we go. But it's hard to see in front of me. And that's like just a glitchy camera angle. So if I do this, maybe. Restart. Alright, give this my best go. And a little bit more on the drift. It just ain't gonna work out like that. But I'll just continue to practice a little bit first. The steering's not all that responsive, at least at faster speeds, which I mean that's probably more realistic. But I'd really have to speed down here, throw on the e-brake, hope this doesn't happen. But like, I don't get a lot of turning. What happens if I'm going really slow and I try to turn? When you get up to fast speeds, it's like the wheel just won't turn. I probably should have put this on stiffer suspension as well. Though I don't know how much that would help it. You gotta be ready to stop well in advance, I guess. Window tint popped in and out of existence real quick. What's this look like with the lights on, actually? Is the lights even on? I guess they were. 1400 horsepower work van. Alright, new lap, new attempt. Losing as much speed as I'm losing here, I don't think, even if I were to be really good at drifting this, I don't think I'm going to make it around this track in a minute 50. Oh, just using the e-brake kind of spins you out. Turn! Turn! This isn't NASCAR. I guess if I just like gave up on trying to steer, I completely rely on the e-brake for these corners. And stuff like that still happens, and that loses time over and over again. Momentum, the weight of this thing. I did add a couple 100 pounds to it in the config, just because I figured if you're adding enough stuff onto it, it's probably going to be at least like 200 pounds. I think that's what I added. At least 200 pounds heavier. The engine alone is probably like several hundred pounds more than what came in this stock. Now we're right here at a minute and 50. I can definitely make it if I take a serious shot at this and don't mess up whatsoever. Which, you see how that's going already. Well, I mean, that's, if I'm on the track, who cares? Just need to get around it. And I think it can be done. Brake right here. Don't stop braking. E-brake, come on. Can I seriously just like not make it around that loop at all without doing that silly stuff? If I could get this thing adjusted into the straight shots and then just keep going, that'd be okay, but I'm not like, really have that oomph to get it going forward again and get some speed. I'm more so just kind of slide that way indefinitely. Like that. Maybe it'll be enough though, because I was really close that last time. I feel like it's right around the corner up here. Maybe not, a little ways left. How am I actually going to do worse than the last time when I feel like the last time I wasn't paying attention or trying? That's checkpoint 8. Well, that ain't how we do it. What could I do to like increase? Jesus. What could I do to increase the maneuverability of this thing? One more lap around this thing, and if this isn't sub 150, I'm over it. Just need to see this as a drift van from here out, I think. come out of it with a little speed. We might be doing alright this time around. Brake early and often. Getting to know that e-brake pretty well. Slow down. Get around this corner and floor it. Checkpoint 6. Checkpoint 7. 15 seconds left to go. Oh, I'm not counting right. 25 seconds left to go, I should say. 8 of 10. 20 seconds. 18 seconds. 15 seconds. Those barriers right there. 9 seconds. Did that waste at least 10 seconds? Because I feel like I would have been real close. I'm just hitting 203 on that lap. Even with all this bumping. One more. One more time. Alright. Get my best possible run. Never mind. We're not that far off, but if I were to finish this at like 150.02, I would be really pissed off about that. Alright, let's hit it. Admire our hard work. Jam on the brake. Not enough e-brake there. A lot of potential for this to do it. The sub 150. But it's not going to be that run. Nice. So if I put that into parking, which slot is it gonna take? Okay. Almost like to have it over there, but if I could get something like more utilitarian, I don't know. Is that the right word for that? Something that looks a little more utility-based, since this is over here with a old ratted-out car on it. That one goes right there. I think that could look cool. That'd be a good spot for it. I'm thoroughly happy with the way this came out. Could use a few more parts here and there to kind of round it out, maybe the subs or something. A compressor down in there for the airbags. But as far as a custom slammed van and halfway realistic, about as much as I could ask for right now. I'm loving this game. I want to see more stuff on the workshop to really be able to get into the customization of these cars. Actually, one thing I saw on there were some pipes you could send down the side. That would look fantastic on this car right here. What else? Okay, so I'm thinking, I mean, a jacked up truck eventually. Probably not right now, but I mean, not much different from this truck right here. A hot rod at some point, but I mean, I don't know what I can really do custom. I just haven't thought about it too much. I've done some of these hot rods as jobs and not really restorations on my own or for anything to keep for myself. Maybe I should do more hot rod jobs. See what I like, see what I think would be cool to have where I really get into the customization. Oh, I was thinking an exo car would be cool. And I've seen one on the workshop. Somebody's put their config up for it. Takes like some of the DLC though, because it's got a bunch of the fancy exhausts on it from like the Pagani or something DLC. If there's a sale on that stuff, I like to grab some. But with this stuff, I'm trying to keep it mostly vanilla, aside from like what I'm doing to customize it myself and some easy stuff to grab off the warehouse. But as far as like DLC goes, I don't want these to be locked behind needing DLC to make them, because I'd like to probably put these configs up on the Steam Workshop. I don't think there's anything quite like either of these two on there just yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it for a little bit. Think about what's next. What would be cool to have. But with that, I believe that's all I've got on the Slam Van. One last look. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. Need to go get some screenshots of it. Put it up. Till then, thanks for joining. Watching later. If this is up on YouTube or something like that, you can check out the rest of the channel. But I believe that's gonna be a night. Thanks.